Recently, Apple stock has been under a lot of pressure.
Sales of its iPhone in China falling 24% from a year ago in the first 6 weeks of this year.
Shares of Apple are under pressure after the European Union hit the company with a fine of nearly $2 billion for antitrust violations over its music streaming apps.
But what is stopping them from leading now?
So there's three things going on, Brian. The first is China's really weak because of geopolitical concerns. The government of China has outlawed Apple devices in its government buildings. So competitors are now squeezing out Apple in China, and it's 20% of total revenues for Apple. So that's a problem that's leaning on earnings. Secondly, all capital right now is being reallocated towards generative AI, and some of those won't work out. But I think there's a lot of excitement in the marketplace about generative AI upside. And the way capital moves in liquidity, people want to fund things that are going to get a higher return on capital. This is a hardware business. They haven't said a word about generative AI. You saw that they shut down their auto group and moved the 2,000 engineers to Gen AI, but they're late, Brian.
Now, this is still Apple, one of the once biggest companies in the world with billions of people using their super sticky products. Here's why you should own Apple.
There are a lot of factors swirling around Apple today, but I do think the core of the business is fundamentally intact. This is a company that has 2 billion devices in its installed base, about 1.2 billion unique users, and they have a capability to develop new products that consumers want to go and try.
Apple is at a crossroads right now. They need to come up with a really kind of interesting AI innovation at the Worldwide Developer Conference in June, because this is a stock that, its legacy is really built on disruptive innovation, and it's really at a lull in that right now. The Apple Car shuttered after 10 years, cost of $10 billion, more than that. Vision Pro launching, but I think launching unimpressively at a high price point, uncomfortable device to wear. You own Apple because you want to own the next leg of disruptive innovation. And for them, I think that really has to happen with AI.
Apple has tried to counteract some of the negativity around its stock by releasing new AI laptops.
After unveiling this pair of new MacBook models, including a bold claim that the machine is, quote, the world's best consumer laptop for AI.
But that's not going to move the needle near as much as personalized AI Gene Munster predicts.
Investors are voting that they don't have confidence in Apple's AI strategy, and that's understandable, of course, because it's just been over the past couple months that we've heard more about that. And ultimately, when you think about their AI strategy, it really comes down to how are they going to make money on this. And investors now are generally on the same page that this June at WWDC, we're going to see them come out with their first foundation model. As a reminder, this would compete with GPT, it would compete with Gemini, Anthropic, X.AI. This is one of the kind of top 4 or 5, Llama from Meta. Really important that they have that. So that's one piece. Coming out with that model still doesn't answer the fundamental question that investors are asking, again, which is what does this mean for the business? And I'm going to fill in some of those blanks, is that what it means for their business, of course, they will use AI to make better predictive text and add kind of the fit and finish around their hardware and software, like some of the Macs that they've announced today. But more importantly, this is an opportunity that they come out with a subscription for personalized AI. And I think this is one of the big unlocks for consumer value in AI. And essentially, it is a unique place that Apple has because of their role with privacy and security and the trust that they have with consumers. People will be willing to let Apple use their data, opt in, to allow these AI bots to do tasks for them. Contact your utility company, book a trip, compose emails. There's a lot that can be done. And when I think about that opportunity, it comes down to a subscription business. And if you look at their active install base of devices, that's something that they're really clear about. That's 2.2 billion, growing about 8% a year. They don't give out the active user number. I estimate that that's about 1.4 billion. But if 20% of that 1.4 billion would opt in for a $10 a month personalized AI service, so it's going to take a few years to get there, that would add over 15% to Apple's earnings. And so, Dom, when you put all of this together, understandable investors' reaction, but I think investors are forgetting that there are almost 5 billion people that live their lives throughout the day on Apple devices. That stickiness is a huge long-term opportunity for them to sell AI products into.
So we'll wrap it up with Apple is lagging now, but they can become the leader in the blink of an eye. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something. Thanks for watching.